Rob has bought a Civic, so he's going through withdrawals. So we're back to Castlegar to grab one.
I think per capita, Greenwood's going to have the most Civic SIs again. There's going to be, how many SIs do we have? There's 3 in the driveway, 1 in the shop is 4, 1 in the back, 2 in the backyard is 6. We're going to have 7 SIs in the backyard, plus Mom's SI.
It's a lot of SIs.
Pretend to be a tow truck driver. Alright.
Good luck.
Wish me luck.
Don't forget to put on your jacket.
And here's Civic. It doesn't have winter tires.
Also, guess what light's on?
Oh no. The airbag?
Yep.
I noticed it has an N on it.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. You would have already seen from the intro, Angelo and I went and picked up another Civic Si. It's been probably a little over a week since we filmed and went and picked up this car. We got hit with like a nasty cold spell. It was like minus 36 at the coldest. So it's finally warmed up outside. It's like +2 or +3 right now, so I thought it was a good chance to get the car in the shop and show you guys what I bought, what it is, what's wrong with it, what we're gonna do with it, etc. So this car is another 06 Civic Si, same as the other 2 coupes, the silver and the red. It's got 271,000 kilometers on it. And it's a salvage title. So it was hit in the front corner up here. I don't know if you guys will see it that well. It's not very bad of damage, but it wrinkled the fender, messed up the headlight, messed up the bumper a little bit, and there's a dent on the door. So anyways, the car was written off, total loss. And and I bought it. So, I said in the previous video I really don't like parting out SIs, and I don't. So, I know you guys would have, if you watched the red car video, you know I was very tossed up on fixing that car or parting it out or flipping it or what my plan was with it. So, I'm not going to give away too much right now, but I'll just say that the red car is still here. I have taken the motor and transmission out. Those will be being sold. But I've retained the rest of the car and I've just put it in the backyard to store it for now. But it's not leaving the channel, it will be back on the channel. This car is, like I said, a salvage title, so it would have to go through all the government inspections, and I'd have to fix anything mechanical on it, I'd have to fix the structural on it, any type of codes that were on it, all that would need to be fixed to pass inspection, it would need to be painted, etc. This car is also pretty far gone to the point where it's not really worth me doing that, so I have no qualms here. This car will not live. This car is getting parted out. But I'm going to go through it. I'm going to show you guys why I decided this and show you what's good on it. So it actually runs and drives really, really nicely. We trailered it to Ethiopia and took it for a drive on a private test track to make sure it shifted and ran good. Pulls really hard, bangs through all the gears really nice, no grinds, nothing weird. It does have a check engine light, which I haven't checked yet. I'm almost assuming it's like O2 related or something, so not a big deal. But that being said, the drivetrain is really good. No steering rack issues with this car. It's got good glass in it. And yeah, so basically this is a great donor car. Hint, hint, wink, wink. There are a few ugly things I really want to show you guys with this. I haven't had a chance to like really dig through it because I said it was freezing cold, but I did kind of have a peek around it. So I have an idea of what we're looking at, but anyways, let's bring you guys in closer and go through it. Okay, we'll start with the damage. So you can see fender got hit here. Just pushed out a little bit. Totally misaligned from the headlight, and someone used the old wood screw trick, put the bumper back on. And then right here, I don't know how well this shows on camera because the car's so dirty, but there's a decent sized dent in the door right there, and it's buckled right here on the quarter too. Pretty minor, but there's a little hit there. And that's it. That's the damage on the car. But let's pop the hood and I want to show you guys previous damage that happened in the same corner that was fixed. It was done real nice, we'll just say that. Boop. Okay, so immediately things that jump out at me or you or anyone should be that there is no top duct for the radiator here. That's gone. You'll also notice our rad support tie bar and our rad support on the passenger side are black. Yet over here, it's orange or habanero red. For ease of not being confused, because I own two other Rally red cars, I'm just going to call this car orange. It's the orange car, because it gets too confusing if I call it red. So that's all fine and dandy, right? Obviously the car has been hit in this corner before. Rad support was damaged. They replaced it off another car. You can see that there's markings on this radiator from either a pick and pull or like an auto recycler. But where it gets nasty is down here. You'll see here we also have those auto recycler markings. But what I want to show you, I might have to get a light here, is the scabby weld job that was done. All right, you can see right in front of you there, there's like a welded on patch with booger welds that's holding the new piece of core support to the old one. That is not how that should look, people. And if you look down at the base where this meets the old frame rail, you can see a lot of really nasty boogery welds there. Just really, really poor work. The other thing I noticed is this AC line is not from an SI. You can see it's just a wee squiggly. It doesn't go to any of the factory mounting points. It's just flopping there, just really hack work. You can see none of this is where it's supposed to be. So obviously everything that was done here is totally repairable. Like none of that is beyond the realm of not fixing, you know, you just cut all that crap away and properly fit and weld a new core support from that side on and you'd be good to go. But it's not only that makes me want to part this car and potentially save another car. It also has a substantial amount of rust. It's full of ice right now, so I can't even stick my finger in it. But you can see, like, yeah, we got rustage. All right, give it a little boot test. Like that, yeah, look at that. Whole bottom is busting right off. Whole corner gone. Like that's toast. All right, I don't mind fixing cars that are bent or salvage title or have blown transmissions or whatever, but I don't like rust. I only fix rust if the vehicle is really, really worth it, and this car ain't. So yeah, between the rust and the very scabby fix job, nope, that's a nope from me. Oh, I just noticed something else that I never noticed before. Weird. When I took this to Ethiopia for a drive, I never noticed this, but it's pretty substantial. That motor mount is completely cracked off right there. Look at that, completely cracked off, not attached at all. That's pretty crazy. So some of the other sketchy repair work they did, you can see this grill. They didn't mount that nice. It is the original grill to the car. The hood they changed as well. It's a factory SI hood off a black SI, but they paint matched it horribly. Like if you look at this fender, like, I don't know, hopefully the camera picks this up, but the color difference between the fender and the A-pillar is ridiculous. And the fender, or sorry, the fender and the hood where it was repainted. Also, the orange peel is next level. Not that I could do better, but I don't know if this is an OEM fender. I have a feeling it's aftermarket. Door's locked. Oh no, it does have, as you can see there, it does have a tag on it. Appears to be black, and it looks like it says 019, which 019 is the same serial number as that hood. So this is an OEM fender, and this is an OEM hood. They both came off the same donor SI. It's just someone did a horrible job of fitment. Like, let me close this hood and show you guys. So obviously damage notwithstanding, but like I got a serious edge there. Like the hood was not hit in this accident, so like look at that fitment right there. And follow the gap. Oh yeah, that's properly nice. Overlapping on top of the plastic. Yeah, just a crappy job. If this was a body shop, they should be shamed. That was horrible, horrible work. Like that is some backyard hack job shit. But they used all OEM parts. Oh, they didn't use all OEM parts, sorry. This headlight, I believe to be aftermarket. It doesn't have the orange rings in there, like These ones do. So I'm pretty sure that's an OEM, and I'm pretty sure that's a cheap aftermarket. But anyway, enough with the damage. Let's look at the rest of the car. It's got actually really clean set of wheels on it, which is nice. Very minor curbing, but they're not all pitted, which is great. In my area, they're always super pitted because people use them as winter wheels. So I'll be able to probably refurbish these and they'll be in decent set. Tires are absolute crap, but that's fine. It does have new front brakes too. We got new brake pads and new rotors. A block heater. Top on the inside and see what we got to see. Alright, so here we are inside it. You can see, I don't know what's going on with the steering wheel. It's like they had some type of tape on it. I'm not really sure. I think it's kind of ruined the finish, so that's not great. It's factory shifter, shift boot, everything's OEM in here. No floor mats. I can't win, you know. I never get a car with floor mats, ever. The other strange thing is the stereo. So my suspicion is the person that wrote the car off took the stereo out of here, and they did it really quickly. None of these dials, like I have to put maximum effort to turn these dials. Like they don't feel right. Well, I don't have the key on, but when the key is on, I can't get any stereo, nothing turns on, no lights, absolutely zero. But I do get this airbag indicator blinks at me, and the car has an SRS light, unfortunately. Go figure, right? Because I need this stuff for the Silver SI. But my suspicion here is, and I might fiddle with this today, is he yanked his stereo out in a hurry because he was turning the car into insurance. He probably didn't disconnect the battery, and he's probably unhooked that airbag indicator, which is probably enough to trip a code. So that's what the airbag code is, I'm hoping. And if that's the case, it should just need a simple reset. And I should be able to use this airbag module and this seatbelt in my silver car. That's the hope. I'll probably fiddle with that today and see if I get lucky or not. I'm guessing not. What else is going on in here? The seats in this car are in better shape than the red car. The bolsters are a little more solid. I mean, they're still worn. I find that coupe bolsters are always pretty pancaked, whereas all the FA5s I've had four FA5s, and the seats were all really nice in them, and their mileages were all over the place. Like the highest one I think was 250 and the lowest one was like 100. And all of their seats are very consistently decent, but I've owned now 3 FG2s and all the seats are fairly crappy. The silver one being the only exception. Those ones are the best, but they're still probably not as good as my FA5. But nonetheless, these seats are all right. Back seats, same thing. It's full of garbage in here, but overall, not bad condition. Let's have a look in the trunk, see if there's anything back there. Okay. We got nothing. Oh, we got a spare tire and all that's still there. A golf ball. And that's about it. Looks like we're original trunk back here. It's actually in good shape. Doesn't look like any of the spot welds are popping on it, which some of them do. So that's all in nice shape. Unfortunately, the rear bumper is damaged. You can see there, it's got a pretty substantial crack, maybe 18 inches long. So, yeah, it's got typical clear coat fade because it's habanero red all the way up here. The roof, surprisingly, from what I can see, still has all its clear coat. The windshield is good. It has one rock chip as I recall. Yeah, it does have a rock chip here. But I'm thinking I'm going to try and fill that rock chip with a Permatex kit, which is that right there. And then I think I'm going to attempt to take this glass out on my own and not wreck it. And save some money there. I I'll probably practice taking the glass out of the red car first, because the glass is no good in the red car. It's totally cracked. So I'll practice my technique on the red car, and then I will attempt to take the glass out of this car, because that's expensive stuff, you know? But yeah, I think that really about does it for this car. One thing you guys are probably curious about is price. So you guys know I paid $1,500 US for the red car, which was about $2,200 Canadian. And it was a clean title, but mechanically foobarred. This car has the same amount of kilometers, give or take a couple thousand, basically. Salvage title. Visually and structurally not good, but mechanically runs like a top. I got this car for cheaper than the red car, so I'll have to look up the US conversion because I don't know it off my hand, but I paid about $1,400 Canadian for this car. So if I had to venture to guess what that would be US, it'd probably be $1,900. I'll put it up on the screen here because I'm probably wrong, but that is pretty dang cheap. So I don't feel bad about parting this one out. It will go on to live in a superior car. I think that concludes our tour of the new SI. There will be future content on this, obviously. I gotta get some ducks in a row before we start working on this thing, but we will start soon. We still got a little bit more EK hatch content to come as well, but I think I am going to fiddle around with the SRS module in this car, see if I can get it reset, and if I can, hallelujah. I think I'm not going to film any of that for you guys, but I'll probably end the video off there. I'll let you know if it was a win or a no-win. And yeah. Let's cut to that. Alright, I got updates. Jackie's here. We pulled the stereo out, and you can see nothing is plugged in. We got connectors cut off. We got jumpered wires going places. It's been all hacked up. You can see this has been chewed up. Someone's been in here many times before. The bracket where the two screws usually go up, that's how it should look. And that's how this side looks. So yeah, entirely possible that that was the airbag issue. It is currently plugged in, so I'm gonna just try an airbag reset. And let's see what happens. So, you gotta have it connected when you turn the key on. SRS light will illuminate. Light goes off, disconnect. Light comes on, reconnect. Light goes off, disconnect. Should blink twice, which it didn't. It stayed on, so. That's bad news, bears. Let's jump the OBD2 port, I guess, and see what SRS codes it's throwing. I don't even know. I want to know. Let me guess. Driver seatbelt issue. SRS module issue. How much do you want to bet that the original collision broke that motor mount in half and it blew an airbag, and even though they did such a good job fixing everything else on the car, they didn't reset the airbag module? Just a suspicion. Anyways, let's jump this stupid connector out and see what happens. 9. I think that's in there. Just also while I'm down here looking at the stuff on the seat, you can see that's definitely been messed with before too. Okay, there's the keys. What's it gonna tell us, Jackie? So fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it should do 2 blinks. 1, 2, so 4, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like I don't even know what the heck those other ones are. Anywho, I'm gonna go to the Google machine and see what those codes come up as. See if I can figure out what that really fast flash is too, because I've never seen that before. Either way, it's not looking good. Okay, did a little more digging, and it's looking bleak, my friends. So, a few things. I ran the codes. The 3 different codes came back as 5.1 is internal SRS module failure. That's a biggie. That tells me an airbag has popped before, right? Or it's just failed, which is odd. Likely an airbag has popped. The 4.2, was it? Is something to do with the passenger seatbelt. And the really quick 4-blinker one is passenger airbag inflator or something along those lines. So, with that really tells me that this thing has probably popped an airbag. But they've obviously replaced the airbag, or it didn't blow. When I look under here, it's too dark for you guys to see, but there's 3 studs and there's 3 nuts on those studs that hold the airbag into the dash. They have like this really gummy red thread lock, and you can see that those have been off recently. There's also marring on the nuts, like where someone was struggling to get them loose. So the airbag has definitely been out of the car. Does that mean it's blown? Not necessarily. These cars had airbag recalls, and maybe it was at the dealership and this airbag has been replaced at some point. So that's not definitive evidence that it's blown, but it leads me to believe it has. The other thing, you can see the donut that goes into the seatbelt base is gone. So that tells me the seatbelt has been off before. Again, of course, could have been off because someone had the seats out to vacuum the car, to detail it right. Could be something as simple as that. Or it could be another piece in the puzzle showing that, yes, the seatbelt has been replaced. Other thing I'm noticing, look at the fitment of this trim panel. It's gapped out at the bottom. It's not sitting right there. That's been out before, meaning that this has probably been out before, meaning that this seatbelt has in fact probably been changed. The other funky thing, I didn't get any driver's side codes, I don't think, but oddly, the buckle is gray, so that's out of a base model Civic. And same with this trim panel, is all messed up, making me wonder if they changed both seat belts. And for some reason that buckle, I don't know. I'm gonna quickly rip this bumper off, rip this fender off, and then have a look at what structure was hit under here from the first accident. Excuse me, because if it was hit low enough and hit that airbag sensor, that would explain all this, in which case means I'm screwed. This module's no good. Probably I'll have a seatbelt, but at any rate, let's keep digging and see what we find. I'm thinking it was definitely a pretty low, or, well, maybe not. Maybe it was just a hard hit right here, because this AC line being replaced and this motor mount being broken. But still, that could have been enough to set the bags off, so let's have a look. You know, in a rebuild, details matter, and this is why people are scared of rebuilds, because people do such crap work. I just don't get it. Like, out of all the hardware I just used to take this front end off, the fender is just chilling right now. It's no longer attached, but there was 3 self-tappers, 1 zip tie, and 1 proper screw holding the front bumper on. Both the bolts for the grill were incorrect, so it split the grill. The trim panel that sits in here was epoxied on, so as soon as I just breathed on it, snapped. They painted the fender with the bracket on it, like, just such shoddy work. Anyways, pop this fender off. We'll show you a better look at that structural stuff they did, and then see if we notice anything else happening under there. Okay, this is a new one. Never seen anyone take a hacksaw or grinder and just cut the corner off of a headlight before. Like, hey, there's no moisture gonna get in there. Yeah. Also, evidence of hokum right there. We got some aftermarket tabs holding stuff together. More details that were missed. Broken wiring connectors that were never fixed, just stuck on there. But let's look at these welds a little closer. Check that fitment out. It's really, really nice work. And then it gets even better when you get to here. Like, check that out. Fine craftsmanship right there. So, anyways, there's no damage to the old apron, cross bracket, crash bracket. That's all original. So, the hit was definitely above that line. Meaning it took out the condenser, radiator, headlight, bracket, this piece, hit the AC line, obviously shoved the motor hard enough. You can see here that that line looks flattened. Busted the motor mount off, etc. It did not hit this airbag sensor, but I have a feeling if the hit was hard enough to bust a motor mount, it popped airbags. So. Anyways, long story short is I don't have an airbag module out of this car. Go figure. Seatbelts are probably usable, so that's not the end of the world. But, oh well, I didn't really... When you buy these things sight unseen, you kind of hope for the best, expect the worst, and that's exactly what I got here, which is fine. I'm stoked the drivetrain is as good as it is. Like, the car freaking runs awesome, so... And there's a lot of usable parts on it. This is not a loss by any means if I seem like grumpy. I'm just miffed that I have my luck of 2 parts cars and I can't even get one good airbag module. But yeah, so away she goes. And yeah, kind of interesting content to see how hokey people fix things. But I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're interested for the new project to come. I've dropped hints hard enough that you should be able to figure it out. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.